brand new Starship Orisa is finally out. Oh my gosh, the skin is amazing. Anyways, let's decide if the skin is worth it or not. So right now the bundle is in the shop for 1,900 Overwatch coins, and that comes with the Starship and the Victory Pose. So let's check it out. So the color scheme we got going on here, we have white, dark blue, yellow, and some just random little accent colors that fit that little color palette. But let's take a look at the first thing, the face. The face, it kind of reminds me, it has this like texture on here that reminds me a lot of the Galaxy skin in Fortnite, where no matter which way you move it, it has the same texture, and it just, I don't really know how to describe it, it just looks cool. And what I really like about this is that texture that stays put no matter which way you spin it. It is a blue sky with stars in it that twinkle. I mean, look at this. I'm just gonna let it just sit here for a second. We're just gonna look at it. I mean, look at that. It is so freaking pretty. We have this nice gold ornate detail up on the top. Dude, that is really cool. It even like goes inside of the Orisa skull. On top, we have like this little bun she has on, but it is in the shape of a cloud. That is a really, really, really nice detail. Her earrings that she actually has on are these little crescent moons with this purple little accent on it. That's what I was talking about. There's just like some random little color accents on there. But the horns themselves, they start out at like a darker blue and then work their way up to like an aqua almost. That is really spectacularly pretty. The hair on the back is again just white. All right, onto the chest, we have this nice little cloud scarf looking thing that goes all the way around her back. So it's kind of like a jacket slash scarf, I guess, but it is this nice puffy white cloud that just sits there. It even jiggles a little bit if you move it. On the chest itself, there's actually some constellations on the skin. On the face, there aren't any, but along the random like body parts, you can see these little constellations. This pattern that actually moves in the back is kind of like a clear glass, and on top is where the textures are. And so I guess that's what this constellation would be. It would be on top of the glass area. But onto the back, we have this nice little container filled with this blue liquid, and that also has that texture that no matter which way you move, you actually see the stars, and that's really cool. And what's even better about it is if you jiggle it, you can still see that texture moving over and over and over again. I really like this bongo drum on the back. I mean, I know it's a container, but it really reminds me of the old bongo drum that we had in Orisa. Such a nice thing. We have this little star right here. So cool. She even has a star accent on the bottom of her arms as well. Woo! That is so phenomenal. I love that. I love the purple little accents we got going on here. Her gun itself is what is really, really, really interesting to me. So it kind of, for some reason, it just reminds me of a telescope. I don't know if it does to anybody else, but for me, it really reminds me of a telescope. I really love how we have this like rusted red and purple colors alongside of the gold and blue. Man, that looks phenomenal. I love that we have another crescent moon right here, some constellations on the arms. Woo! Super nice details. We even have what looks to be like a sun inside of the belly right here. I wouldn't say that's a moon because the moon doesn't really have these like little swirlies going around it, I think. Down here, we even have another little cloud with jiggle physics right here that goes right in between the legs. We have this nice little purple and gold belt that goes around the back. Her body itself is actually made out of the clouds right here on the bottom. So the horse part of Orisa is actually made out of clouds. We even have a poofy cloud tail. That is awesome. Oh man, the legs themselves, again, have this nice little glass starry sky texture with constellations. Man, this seriously is so freaking beautiful. I love this. And on the bottom, we just have some more cloud features as well as blue hooves. I really kind of wish the hooves would have been clouds as well, because then would have been like walking on cloud nine. I think that would have been a really cool detail. But what's really interesting about this skin is the javelin. This is the first time we have actually gotten a specific model for the javelin. All the other models are literally just the new default Orisa javelin. I mean, like, look at this. It's just, they're all the exact same. This is the first one where we actually have a unique javelin. And I'm really hoping that they go back and actually rework some of those, because it'd be really cool. But what we see on here is we have a nice star on the tip of the spear and a crescent moon on the bottom. So those are both yellow, and the staff itself is actually blue with, you know, the gold accent colors that we've seen all over the skin itself. But man, that is phenomenal. I really wish we could have seen a little bit of like cloudage on the staff itself. I mean, like, you know, we have that all over the Orisa skin, so I feel like we should get that on the staff itself. So let's go through some emotes now that we've looked through the skin. We have the halt, kicking dirt, puppy, cheer, laugh, sit, dressage, and finally dance. Up next we have the victory poses. We have confident, flex, halt, pumpkinhead, puppy, beacon, planet, metal, and sparklers. And lastly, onto our highlighted shows, we have keeping you safe, supercharge, immovable. Oh! And finally, goalkeeper. She would be terrible at the World Cup. And lastly, let's take a look at these golden weapons. So this is what we have before. We have the telescope looking thing, in my humble opinion, and the energy javelin. So let's take a look at the gold. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, that is so freaking good in my opinion. I love that it kept the purple accents on there. I love that we keep the red rustic color on the tips up here in the front. Oh my gosh, this thing is phenomenal. I love all the crescent moons along the side of this. I love that they didn't change those. Dude, that's good. What does the energy javelin look like? Okay, that's a little boring. You can't even tell. I don't even think it did anything. Wait a second. It didn't, I don't think it did anything. I don't think it did anything. Let's take a look at this animated intro for Orisa. Oh wow, she looks freaking cool up close. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is seriously, that's so good. All right, let's take a look at what we look like in first person. So as you can see, literally all you can see in first person realistically is the enormous gun. And dude, that thing looks so good up close. I mean, you can see more details on there. You can even see the constellations on that little circular part closest to the bottom right corner. I love all of this purple detail we have on here. Even when you shoot, you can even see all of the moving parts in the very front kind of just rotate. That is so cool. And you can see as it overheats, it actually changes color as well. Man, this is so good. That is so good. All right, what does our high look like? Nice, I love that. Oh, dude, I love that we can see that detail of the moving skin along the fingers as well. That is so good. All right, what's our melee look like? Dude, that's so good. All right, here's the important part. What does the javelin look like? Let's shoot it right here so we can see it. Okay, so you can't really see it, but for the split second that it's in the hand, what does this look like? Nice. Again, you can only see it for a split second. And here's what we look like when we go into halt. I still love you. The fingers stayed that awesome color wave. That is so cool. I love that it still has that moving animation on there, even when you're in the halt. All right, let's take a look at this javelin again. Again, you can only see it for a split second, but it's still very cool. All right, nice. Look at that. Look at that. All right, what's that emote look like? Dang, this skin is so cool. I love Orisa, bro. It's so cool. And I've been out here trying to kill these robots. I haven't gotten a single unique voice line, but nonetheless, let's take a look at this ult real quick. Nice, nice, nice. Look at that skin. That's so cool. And immediately bodied. So anyways, now that we've gone through the entire kit and the ult, let's go through and let's rate the skin and talk about the positives and negatives. So up first, I just want to talk about negatives. So if you remember earlier, I was talking about how I feel like we had a little bit, I wish we had a little bit more cloud details on here. Like, I feel like having a few clouds on the gun itself would have been really cool. I feel like having the clouds on the feet would have been really cool. Maybe not the entire like hoof that she has, but maybe just around the ankles and stuff would have been really cool. That's my personal opinion. Other than that, there are no unique voice lines, I will give it that. The javelin, you can't really see more than a second. The javelin also doesn't have any gold on it itself, like on the golden weapon. So that kind of takes off a little bit, but positives. This skin is seriously probably my favorite Orisa skin. The color scheme is beautiful. I love that texture on it that actually moves depending on what you're looking at. which way you're looking at is just phenomenal. It is so clean. It is seriously so good. And man, this skin is just, they did this so well. That they executed it. It's supposed to be like a little nighttime sheep that you count in your sleep, and they took that and exceeded any expectation I had for this. I mean, realistically, I didn't think that Orisa skin could, you know, be cool. There's not many cool Orisa skins. This is the coolest skin we have. I'm giving this skin a 9.7 out of 10. Usually with the no unique voice lines and gold guns looking doo-doo, it would be like a 9 or a 9.5, but the skin itself just makes up for it on this. It is seriously so good. Such a good skin. And so absolutely this skin is totally worth it. 100% worth it. So anyways, yeah, that is totally my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.